going from the shoulder end back than it is if you try to go the other end. At least that's what I would find easier. That's what I find easier.
Well, it's true, and it's also true when you're peeling those ribs.
Yep.
So you know how you peel this off the back
membrane,
of the
right?
ribs? The membrane. You want to peel that way. And we had a case in point at UW where they had a mishap and they cut into the esophagus and had a huge mess inside the carcass. So to take care of that, they had to peel the ribs on the inside of the steer that it happened to. And they were struggling because they kept trying to peel up. They kept trying to peel up. And somebody with a lot more experience came over and said, nope, you're going to peel down. Yeah. And as soon as they did that, it changed.
Voila, out it comes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, but you know, who knows?
Who knew?
Not everyone knows those pieces of information.
Well, and you
right?
don't know until you learn it, or
right.
until you experience it and fight your way through it.
I'm pretty sure the guy that cut into the esophagus didn't feel good about himself that day.
And so on this, you're going to find that on the end of each of these ribs, there's a cartilage tip where they flow along. You want to be, when you're pulling this out, so the diaphragm is coming off down below here. It's going to be back into this area. And then this is the sternum down here. So we're going to want to come in underneath the sternum, okay, and kind of meet that area that we were just working down there.
Ron, I'm going to move your loin so those guys can see if I
Oh, sure. Yeah, thank you. So what we'll do with the loin later is we will trim a lot of that back fat off of the outside of it.
What's your slide?
And we'll sort that out later. So I'm just wanting to work underneath these spare ribs. And again, I'm trying to stay pretty tight to the bone and to that cartilage area. I don't want to leave cartilage tips in my belly, but I also don't want to I don't want to lose too much product.
So years past with our bacon, we've made molasses pepper. We've done maple pepper. Both of those bacons have been huge sellers. But when you cook those two type of bacons, because they have a high sugar content, it's low and slow. If you're a person that walks up to your stove and cranks up your heat, that bacon will not work for you.
Will not be your friend. And so all I did is I started back on that area where I loosened this up, and I'm just going back to where I know I'm past those cartilage tips. Just kind of pulling and lifting a little bit as I go to strip these spare ribs out.
And if you get...
And there's a cartilage tip that I need to
You can always come back and get them.
Yeah, you can always go back after them.
You always want to inspect your work.
Yeah.
Physical contaminants, you want to get rid of them.
And yeah, if you leave a cartilage tip in the belly, that's considered to be a physical contaminant. Not supposed to be there. Okay?
All right, Ron, you have 7% left here.
So hurry up. What the author is trying to say. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll go ahead and square this belly up. Square it up means, it's called a square cut belly for a reason. We'll go in. So a lot of this area down here by the flank doesn't really make that good of bacon. It doesn't. Its composition and its form isn't such that we can make much of in the way of bacon out of it. So we just kind of square that off, and then we'll take this outside, what's called the navel edge. By the way, this was from a barrel. I can tell because of the way this looks along here. But I can also cut this, and I'll just kind of even this up.
That has to do with slicing the bacon too.
Yep. So there's kind of a square cut.
Nothing goes to waste here, by the way.
Right.
Okay, nothing goes to waste.
And you will want to make sure you didn't leave some scapula down here. So you do need to feel that. Make sure you did somehow leave some of that in. Okay, so that's a belly. And these would be typically referred to as a St. Louis style rib. Right?
That's a style.
That's a style.
It's true.
Now, we can, what I like to do, We can take this sternum edge off.
And
We'll
what'd you
just
call
have
that?
Well, this is a sternum down
Sternum?
here. And so you can, I don't know, do you want to take that off or you want to leave it on?
No, you should.
Okay.
The reason you should is so people can divide up those ribs.
So we can find the cartilage zone in there and we can just literally just cut right through it.
So you deer hunters, that's another area. If you want to get into the thoracic cavity where the heart and the lungs are, instead of reaching up underneath the diaphragm, if that deer isn't that old, you can take your knife and open up that sternum on both sides of that soft cartilage and pull that out, and now you can get your hand and get the heart and lungs.
Do you leave your skirt? Nope, no mind.
5%.
No pressure.
What's that? Oh,
You 5%.
all right.
He's good.
Are we going to pull neck bones out today or no?
No.
Right now?
We'll stop there.
Okay, we'll pull neck bones out in the future. So,
Just lay them out so we can see them.
lay what out?
Each primal.
Just move your.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, so we're going to reconstruct, we're going to build it back better than it was, well, not better than it was. Helps to get the right end on the right end.
The belly shove.
Yep.
You guys aren't old enough to remember that movie or that show years ago, The $6 Million Man. You're going to build it back better than it was before.
And here I thought you were talking about yourself.
I've got bionic knees, it is true. So that's kind of what we're after, more or
So
less. Now we're still going to pull. There's that connective tissue on the inside of these, ribs.
So a wise person told me one time, if you have a phone that takes pictures, now would be the time. And I have to shut this off.